Alright, got our new heads in today. Alright, welcome back to the channel. We are back on this Chevy Traverse. Okay, got our new head. Well, it's not brand new, it's rebuilt from Walmart. So brand new pretty much as it is. So I'm gonna get a blower just for any metal shavings and blow out everything over here. And I'm gonna go ahead and prep it to get it installed in the engine block. So that's what I'm about to do. So just watch. I'm gonna get this cleaned up, spray for any metal shavings that might be in it. So and then I'm gonna put some engine lubrication on the journals for the bearing caps. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the old gaskets, and I'm going to clean all this up as much as I can and blow out the holes. Alright, we got our new head gasket for the right cylinder. On this engine, it's identified, the one towards the firewall is identified as the right side of the head, and the one in the front by the radiator is identified as the left side. So whenever you want to refer to this engine and you want to tell them what bank you're working on, let them know if it's towards the firewall, it is the one over here at the right side, and the one towards the radiator is the one for the left side. So I have my new cylinder head gasket. So now I just want to do is just to make sure, because they kind of look the same, so on both sides, so you have to make sure it matches. Nothing hurts if you double check. Doesn't make you stupid. Just double check, make sure everything is good, which they look good, as you can see. So I'm going to spray this. I like to do this with every head gasket. It doesn't mean that it's warped. It's just for extra security. All this surface is not perfect, so I always want to spray with copper coating. It's kind of a liquid gasket. You spray on it to take up if there's any imperfections. So that's what I'm about to do. I do, I'll go ahead, spray it down. Some people like to, if my my head was overheated or whatever reason, that it didn't, the overheating wasn't as bad, that I don't have to send the cylinder head to the engine shop. What I would normally do is I will hit this thing a couple of coats, you know, for the imperfection of the warp, you know, supposedly warped head. But this particular engine, I did send it to the machine shop, and it has been machined, decked, seal changed, and everything. So I'm only giving it one single coat. After this coat, I'm gonna let it set for about 2 minutes or less, and then I'm going to install it. While it's setting, I'm gonna get my cylinder head bolts all together and get ready to install it on my and also get my torque wrench together. So I'm gonna go ahead and find a spot to set it. All right, we are ready to install the dial pins. Don't forget, install your dial pins, very important. All right, copper coat is nicely set and ready. So check your hose, make sure it's in sync with the cut up parts in the cylinder head gaskets. Mine looks good. I'll pull it over the die pins. All right. At the bottom, okay. All right. Want to know if I can install this still when I'm done. Worst thing you want to do is find out that you cannot put this in when you finish installing the cylinder head, which it looks like it's going to be difficult. So we are going to remove. Okay, on this cylinder head bolts, we have the two big ones, and I'm sorry, we got about 2, 4, 6, 8 big bolts, 11 M's and 1 13, amp at the end of it. So we're gonna torque it the first pass on the 11 amp. We're gonna torque it down to 22 foot-pound. Okay. I got my little torque sequence here just for references. So I'll start from this one here. That's one. That's 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. Okay, that's all 8. Now I'm gonna go to the next stage, which is degrees. I'm gonna have to put it at 150 degree. That should be the one and final pass. I got my angle meter. I set it to 0. I'm gonna set it to 0. I'm gonna set this bad boy in here. I'm gonna bring my breaker bar, because that's not breaker bar, but well, call it what you want, but it helps me move this in place so I don't stress too much. So we're gonna start from 1, which is the one on top, right out of the center, and we're gonna chase down. I'm using my finger to kind of hold it, the gauge. Gonna chase down 150, which is down here. All right, that's 150 degree. I'm gonna set it back to 0. Well, you get the drift. So I'm about to do the rest of them, and then we're gonna come back. Okay. All right. Time to install my lifters. Got some hydraulic lifters. I had them cleaned out, all the offices as much as I could. They don't have a intake or exhaust. It's all the same. Let's get them in there. And I'm not putting it in the space where I got them out from. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but we'll find out. I'm gonna start installing the rockers as I spray them off. The dome side goes over the lifters. Or maybe not. Like I said, I'm putting them back in the order in which I removed them. Cams. Notes, this thing do have a seal right here. Just make sure it's still in there and it's aligned. This one looks in there and is aligned. All right. Going to install it with the flaps facing up. That's the rest position. The flap facing up. Okay. Now I'm installing. Just make sure these rocker arms are in position, that they have not fallen off. So now this is the intake. I'm gonna install it exactly the same way. Intake, you will see it right there in the front. This head needs to be facing upwards, and that will be the rest position. Like I said, this side is the same thing, so as that side. They are in the rest position. In that way, it's not pushing down against the pistons yet. So I'm going to take some of this assembly lube. I don't have much left. And then I'm going to start installing the caps. These caps do have an arrow and numbers on them, so we know the front ones is a little bit obvious where it goes. I'm gonna start with the intake. There's an arrow facing forward and is numbered from 1, 1, 2, 3. So you see the numbers written right there, and the arrow facing the front of the engine. So I have to make sure the arrows are facing in the direction of the engine, or the front of the engine, I mean. Normally soak this up, but this one is not that. These cams they're not that dirty. It looks good when you clean them, but it don't give you any extra horsepower, I can tell you that. It don't give you no extra horsepower. You see, that's why I wanted to clean this, because I could not tell which way it was pointing. All right, that's it. I'm gonna run this down with a these are 8mm. Run them down. Right. My torque range don't have inch pounds, so I have it to 10 Newton meters. 10 Newton meters, and we're gonna run it down. The way they want you to torque this down, you're gonna start from here, these center ones, and work your way both ways out. When you finish, supposed to come back to these center ones that we started with, and I'm going to loosen them back again and retorque them again. So that's how it's, the procedure goes. So this is one here. We're gonna start with it. That's 3. Go to 4. Go to 5. Go to 6. Go to 7. Go to 8. Go to 9. Go to 10. Go to 11. Go to 12. Go here to 13. You can see in 14 we're working our way from the outside all the way in. 15 and switch off some few things. Loosen this, loosen this, loosen this, loosen this, and then torque them again. Starting from 1. 2, 3, and 4. So my cams are torqued down, and we are looking good. So now we are moving on. So next, we are through with this. I'm gonna move ahead to this side over here. I'm going to put something to plug up from any debris from falling in here, and we're gonna move into doing the timing tensioner. Timing tensioner. It's coming up.